today's recipe is actually one that was requested many times. So I posted a picture on my Instagram about a year ago, or maybe just a few months ago, and a lot of you requested the recipe, and I just haven't had time to post it. But recently I felt like eating it and I made it, and I figured I'd film a video for you guys. So this version is actually going to be the healthy version, so it's for all my low carb and keto people. So you know, a lot of these Chinese sauces, they contain sugar in it, so I'm eliminating all these sauces from it. So how I usually make it, I'm going to make it different in this video. It's going to be a healthy version. So you can change up the different types of seafood that I used. I just used some scallops, some shrimp, and I also used some squid. So the picture that I posted a year ago, I'm gonna place it right here so you can see that. So I was really shocked at the amount of people wanted the recipe. So I'm finally sharing it with you all. So if you want to see how I do it, keep watching. So to get started, here's what you'll need. So I have my seafood here. I have shrimp, and I'm using some medium-sized shrimp. I find that the really big shrimp, they're very hoxy, as we would say back home, or very dry. So try to use like a medium-sized shrimp. It tends to have a little more juiciness and a little more flavor. I have some scallops, and these are the baby scallops. I prefer to use the baby ones for this. The big ones they're not gonna be like the same size as the shrimp, so I'm using the baby ones. If you can't find the baby ones though, you can buy the big ones and cut them up. I have some squid, and everything here I washed it with some lime juice, so make sure it's washed properly. And I'm just using some Baby Bok Choy here, and you can find the Pak Choy or Bok Choy. It's going to be listed under different names, and this is the one I like to use. The stems are light green in color. You can find the other ones that the stems are white, so you can choose whichever one you like. I have some broccoli, and if you want to pre-steam your broccoli, that would be perfect. I have some garlic that I just sliced up, half of a hot pepper, and I'm just using half of a hot pepper because I added a whole one to the seasoning. I have some sliced ginger, and I sliced this really thinly, and I left it in big pieces because when I'm eating, I want to get a nice bite of ginger. I have some green seasoning. You know, I love to put green seasoning in everything, so I'll just be seasoning up the seafood with that. I have some scallions or some chive, and some celery that I just chopped up. And to season the seafood, I'll use a little bit of lemon pepper, some ginger soy sauce, and some sesame oil I'll finish up the entire dish with. And you'll obviously need some salt, and if you want to add a little black pepper. And if you want to add some chayote or Christophine, I personally love adding this to give it a nice crunch. You'll get some crunch from the broccoli as well, but this gives it a nice flavor. So I'm gonna start off by just seasoning up the shrimp and the scallops with a little salt. And I separated the squid because I want to add the squid in last. That takes the least amount of time to cook. So you can also add a little salt to that. I tried to salt everything separately, so I'm gonna add some seasoning, and this I'm gonna add to the squid. So you're just gonna mix that in. That looks lovely with the fresh seasonings. So now I'll just add a little bit of the lemon pepper. I don't like to go too heavy on it because it tends to have a strong flavor. And just give that a mix. So I have my wok heating up here on medium heat, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water. And into there I'm going to add the broccoli. And you just want to get a nice steam on the broccoli. And then we'll take it out and then actually chunky the stir fry or fry up the ginger and the garlic and the pepper, because I don't want the ginger to burn or fry too much, because as you know, broccoli does take a little while to cook. So I'm just gonna let this cook and get nice and tender for about 2 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the next step. So after about 2 minutes, the broccoli should be nice and tender, not to the point where you want it actually, but like before that, because this is still gonna cook further when we actually chunk it with the garlic and the ginger and everything. So this is good to take out now. So to my wok, I'm just gonna add a little bit of avocado oil. And right away, you wanna go in with the garlic and the hot pepper. And you can also go in with the ginger at this point. So I'm cooking this on a medium-low heat because I want the ginger to soften up a bit. But I don't want the garlic to burn too much or get too brown. So if you notice, they're getting a nice brown color. So you just want this to cook for about 1.5 minutes. So after the 1.5 minutes is up, you're going back in with the broccoli as well as the bok choy now. And you're just gonna stir that into your ginger, pepper and the garlic. I'm gonna raise the heat back up to medium. So after about a next 1.5 minutes, go in with the scallops and the shrimp. So after about 3 minutes, you'll see a nice sauce is starting to develop. And if you want to, you can add a little bit of cornstarch at this point. So you just mix like a teaspoon of cornstarch and just a little bit of water just to make a nice paste. And you add it to this and it's gonna just thicken up that sauce at the bottom. Now I'm gonna go in with the squid because my shrimp and scallops are cooked already. So that's gonna get mixed. And it doesn't take too long to cook. So at this point, I'm just gonna go in with the soy sauce. And you can add a variety of sauces. You can add some chili sauce. You could add oyster sauce, hoisin sauce. I'm just gonna keep it a little basic with the ginger soy sauce. So I got this in the Callaloo box. So shout out to Callaloo box. So you see the soy sauce gave it a nice color. So I'm gonna let this cook for the next minute again and it should be ready. I'm also gonna add the celery because I want those stalks to get a nice tenderness. So my squid cooked for like 1.5 minutes. I'm gonna turn it off because if it cooks any longer, it's gonna get rubbery. I just tasted it and it's perfect. The texture and everything is perfect and nice. It's not rubbery or chewy at all. So the broccoli is perfectly cooked. It's nice and tender. You can see that it's gonna have a nice crunch to it because it's not like very soft, it's not very hard. The shrimp are cooked, the scallops are cooked, squid is cooked perfectly. The baby bok choy wilted down nicely. The only thing here that you may have an issue with is this liquid. And because my husband is on his diet, I can't put cornstarch in this. So I will eat this sauce with rice. So if you want like a really thick sauce, if you want to eat this by itself, then add the cornstarch and it's gonna thicken up nicely. So the last thing we add, so I'm gonna add some sesame oil just to finish it. And you stir that in. And you just finish it up with your scallions or chive. And that's about it. It's as simple as that. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave all your comments below. Let me know if you're gonna try the recipe, if you try it already, because a lot of you private messaged me on Instagram to ask how to make it, because I posted a picture probably last year, and as soon as I posted a picture, so many of you asked me for the recipe, and I can't believe that I waited so long to share it. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel and click that little bell next to the subscribe button That way you don't miss any videos when I post it. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to eat this. It smells so good and I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten since like 12 o'clock and it is now 8:21 p.m. So I'm gonna enjoy this and I'll call all your name when I eat in it. So until I see you all in my next video, bye.